Hey, good morning, Malcolm.
Good morning.
The legend and chairman of the LAI group here at IAAPA, and it's just a pleasure to see you. You've been my idol pretty much since I was a little boy, when I first met you in Australia, and you took me for the big helicopter ride
Oh, is that right?
over the Gold Coast. And but tell me, how did you start in this business? Give us a little bit of history, and then where you're taking it and the next level.
Well, I left school at 16. I was working with my dad, who was in the furniture business. We didn't get on that well because I thought he was doing it all wrong and he thought he was doing it all right. So I took a trip to the East Coast and I visited an uncle who happened to be in the games business. And to cut a long story short, I came back to the West Coast with 21 pinball machines in 1958, and that's how I got into this
we
business.
both started with pinball.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then you grew a route?
Then it grew. We built a route. They were mainly in bars and places like that. But it wasn't until 20 years later that we started to get into the FEC business, or as it was called then, arcades.
Where did you start the arcades?
In Perth, on the West Coast. Yeah.
Which is almost at the end of the world. You can see Antarctica from there, right?
Well, they say it's 6,000 miles east of Madagascar. Yeah.
And now, where does it stand now? With name all the companies and how many time zones and how many embed systems out there?
Time Zone is one company, and Helix is the other company. Time Zone operates FECs in 7 countries, in Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, Indonesia, Vietnam, the Philippines and India. And Helix is a conglomerate of different businesses. Here in the US we're known mostly as LAI Games, Embed, which is our card system company, and the Locker Network. But we also have a manufacturing company based in Indonesia called Matahari Leisure. And we recently acquired a ticketing company called Booking Boss, which will sort of merge with Embed to provide a complete payment systems and ticketing management service to the industry.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So how many Embed systems are out there now? Must be a few thousand. Right?
It's over 2,000.
Yeah. We're losing track.
Yeah, they're all over the world now. Yeah.
All right. So what's the latest news? News is all over the place that you're expanding throughout the world, and
yeah, we are. The business that's expanding the most is Time Zone. We just announced this week that we've sold 50% equity to a private equity company who will provide the capital necessary to very substantially grow the business, particularly in the Asian region, which is the main growth area.
Wow. So what do you think the potentials for Time Zone are?
Pretty good. I mean, if you look at the US market, in terms of evolution, it's probably 5 years ahead of the rest of the world.
The rest of the world, sure.
So in the areas that we operate, there's still a lot of growth capacity there, particularly in countries like India, which is really relatively new to this kind of development.
Yeah, I know we went back and forth with emails. We were talking about the leisure out-of-home industry jumping from about 17 billion to over 60 billion.
Yeah, that's what's published
in the next 5 years, right?
Next 10 years. It's going to go from 17 to 62 billion, which is an average growth of 13.5% per annum, compared to, for example, the movie industry, which they predict to be absolutely flat for the next 10 years. So we're in a good space. Yeah. Hopefully, if that's right.
And our research shows that, AEM's research shows that this leisure entertainment out-of-home industry is the third largest growth sector in the U.S.
I think, attitudes are changing. I mean, young people today are growing up in a world which, from a geopolitical sense, is not a really nice place. So they tend to live more for today than think about the future, so they put more value on personal experiences than they do on material things like footwear and apparel. They'd much rather go on a vacation or to a movie or go on a ride or to an interactive entertainment centre. And I think that's what's driving our industry worldwide, quite frankly.
We kind of do it the best, don't we?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're offering something that's very much in demand, and I think the challenge for the industry is to stay relevant in that space.
I believe we will.
Yeah.
Hey, I always wanted to ask you, of all the games LAI has ever made, What's the one that you believe is the all-time favorite?
Oh, well, you know, in terms of success, undoubtedly Stacker, we sold over
Stacker.
17,000 machines. And, you know, it's a hard act to follow. You know, most companies in manufacturing that are fortunate enough to have a smash hit like that, they don't replicate it very often. But having said that, LAI Games has got a new research and development team, and they're really coming up with some incredible product. This Ribbits ride, for example, is the only virtual reality system that doesn't require an attendant. And judging by the response we've had here at the show, we're very impressed with the
Way ahead of the curve on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Yeah.
I know we're getting the new Hypershot.
Yes, that's been a great product, and
We just
Let's
love,
Bounce.
We love Let's Bounce.
Yeah.
They're colorful, they're
Yeah.
great. Just great success.
Yeah, no, we're very happy with our current range. They may not be in the Stacker range in terms of volume, but they're very, very solid products. And I think rather than being out in the desert for years like we were after Stacker, you know, hopefully we're going to have a consistent range of product which will be in strong demand going forward.